Good afternoon, Freedom Rose, and happy lunar fire horse, right? Lunar year, it's the new year. And here's my little symbolism. And I can't do things, I have to have two. So we got two representing fire horse today. Ta-da! This is going to be very interesting for some, and others are going to go, oh, she's nuts. And we've said before, my feet don't touch the ground here, so I'm going to adjust my chair. That's probably true. Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that, but I own every single bit of it. Ooh, 22, right? So we're going to open up a fortune cookie. Ooh, and we're going to look at some pictures, but what we're mainly going to do today, this just felt interruption in the flow of energy, right? Let me introduce myself properly. Freedom Rose, intuitive, clairvoyant, and share of the angel language. Today, I'm 111. I'm going to show you how to crack the codes for yourself, or that's another word for symbolism. Excuse me. Goodness. It's allergy season for me because of the junipers, they're blossoming, and I've been out in the wind today. So, ooh, I got lipstick right here. Herba Monte tea. I like to drink it cold with a little bit of, what's that sweetener stuff? It's not sugar. Stevia. And I put in a couple little drops of spearmint because it tastes like something a cow would drink. If I don't. So, let's start off with opening a fortune cookie and honoring, and I'm going to share my fortune with you. Isaiah picked it out, my husband. So I've been doing this since 2009, and I'm going to show you a picture that I did that just made sense to me today. It's made sense one other time on another occasion, but not in this way, and that was just 2:22 on the clock. And so many years ago, well, 11/5/2020 is when I made this picture, and I have a journal. These are my journals that I keep, and it says in there, honor the code. So back then when I thought I was going nuts, back in 2009, what do we say here? Wait a minute. Our lucky numbers today are 26, 50, 10, 44, and 35. 44 for angels. 10 is a repetitive number today. 5, 6, 20, 35, no doubts. This month, trust that the universe has a plan for you. Isn't that something? So trust, for those that need to hear this, that this month, trust that the universe has a plan for you. So this day kind of made me nervous because I've been leading up to it. The eclipses, the fact that it's a lunar, there's a bunch of planetary stuff going on, and if you don't follow that, it doesn't matter. But it affects me because I am an intuitive. I can feel all that energy moving around, and I know I have my tribe now. People that are just like me in many, many ways. Oh, I do want to honor those that have passed before us. I've lit a candle, by the way. Kind of represent fire, too, today. And the transition of fire horse. So horse is very powerful. By the way, that's my sun sign for Chinese, is horse. So I really consider this a very important year for me. And with this ushering in. And so what we're leading up to here is I made a picture, symbolic picture, what I call an interpretive drawing that I actually give away on this channel. And the one for this month did not show up for January, so I am going to draw a new one for February and just kind of hold on to that and honor the fact that they may not look at YouTube very often, rather than draw somebody else. That's my conclusion that I came for that. And so I make these drawings in meditation. So I go into meditation, I ground, I align my chakras and I tap into my knowingness, my higher self. And these drawings, and this has been going on since around 2011, I think, is or 2012 that I made my first drawing. I made it of my name. But I want to go back to honor the code. So I figured out their language here for me was telling me that code, this is a code from the angelic realm. What I do here, the drawings are all done in code. All the symbolism, all the language I teach here is about deciphering what they're trying to tell us. Is it telling the future? Well, it does, but that's not what it's for. It's to say in the moment that you realize that you have it in a picture, or I had it in a picture like this one. I think this is upside down, and it is. See the words honor the code there, win. And this also says something, and then goosebumps, this, when you add these numbers up correctly, meaning in line, they are today's date. So it's 11/5/20, and I wrote it down for you so you could see how it's broken down. So that gives me goosebumps when I realized today's date, I was supposed to show you this, right? And this is validation that it is that time. Okay, so here's the number 11, which is the number 2. You group these two together for 7, and there's the number 10 at the end of the date. So here's 2. You see where I'm going with this? 7 and 10. So it looks a little bit like algebra. Can I take you back to algebra days? And then 217. Today. I can't make these things up. They've just happened to me. You can see how I thought I was going a little bit crazy. And when I realized later on that I was highly intelligent, understanding this language. Okay, so this little thing here is a message for me today too. And then I'm going to go into what this is here as well. Can you see that formula? That was actually a dream I had. I woke up saying 777 plus 777, 42, 52 minus 42 equals 10. And I just keep saying that in my mind. This is years ago. Well, this was back in 2010. Now you can see why I thought I was going crazy. I just kept repeating that and repeating that in my mind before I woke up. And when I woke up, I wrote it down. So that ended up being the formula of the letters for 17 that we're going to be drawing, that I made a drawing of today. So let's read what this says here. It says, the thing, honor the code. So what I'm doing is honoring the code by sharing it with you. I used to be, until I started taking these classes, I used to be, save the world. I need to go out and save the world and teach them this language. Well, I realize I'm putting the language out there for you to save yourself, for you to be able to have this protection, to be able to have this validation, give you hugs and smiles from your loved ones, guides, and spiritual and divine, Holy Ghost, and whoever, however you interpret that language. So this says, inspire others to be their best by being your best. Now, back in 2010, this was for today. This portion here. It's kind of like scripture. I'm not comparing it to scripture, but those that read scriptures, you'll read it one time and it means something that day. And then 5 years later, you open it up to that page and you read it and it means something completely different. That's how this works. This works. It's all different times that I've gone back to this and been able to say, oh, this is for today. This is for today. And I also, this part is important too. This is, see that decree, right? Now, mind you, this is all sticks, stones, pictures, writings, and being able to put it together. I was compelled back then to do this. I would just gather all this stuff up and I would put it all together. So what I wanted to show you too, before we get into the actual drawing, so these are planting seeds, so it means a little bit more to you when we actually get to the drawing. So this is all of these numbers, this formula 777 plus 777, what it ends up adding up to, when you add all the columns together and subtract them and add them and so on, the formula, the code, okay. Does anybody know, I'm sure you know, Nicolas Cage, he was in a couple movies where he had to decipher codes like this. Well, this is kind of what I do. Kind of what Nicolas Cage did in his movies. It's, you're led to clues and you're compulsively led to these things, and all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh. Well, that's how intricate this is. How much they can help you. Yes, it's fun just finding a feather and a penny, and for those that that really, that's enough, then that's great. But for my deeper thinkers, those that want to know more and have more understanding of the fact that they are communicating with us on a daily basis, this is important. So here, this 5335 and these being 777 equals 21 equals 3. 52 minus 42 equals 10. That was in my verbiage when I woke up, right? So 777, of course, that's 7 is divine, and it's also about the Midas touch. So when where's my tablet? Hold on, it's right beside me. I know it is. It's in my lap? Nope. Okay, we just had it, and I haven't moved. So, it's right here. Aha, there it is. So the numbers, so part of the code is that the alphabet matches up with numbers, which is 1212 on the thing. And so I took the number 17. Let me take a second to show you what the actual picture looks like. This is for today. Okay, this is for today. See, I didn't know this when I drew it until last night when I was going to bed. I said, that's why the snake's in there. I heard somebody on the radio go, oh, the snake is exiting. The snake is exiting and the horse is coming in as of, oh, I was in class last night. One of the teachers was saying, yeah, happy Lunar Eve. The snake is exiting, the year of the snake. And so I didn't realize that until she said that, but that was why the snake was in this and carrying a beautiful bouquet of flowers, right? And we'll talk about that picture in just a minute in detail. So just planting seeds again, all of these letters correspond to numbers, and they reduce down, if you know numerology, they reduce down to a number of 1 or 2, right? Like a 10, an 11, that kind of thing. And so this sequence here, 1 and 1 at the top, it begins with a 1 and ends with a 1. And look at all the 5s in the middle. And in the picture itself, the number 33 shows up as well in the wings of the bee. So what is all of this? Well, to tell you the truth, I would love to be a little more, somebody that's a numerologist or something like that, could actually put more, define more for me. But what I'm trying to do here is show you that there is a code. There is symbolism, and this is extremely intricate language. And when we are able to decipher the language, what it does is it helps to validate that you are in the right place, in the right moment. So as we go through our trials, as we're watching the world happen, the things and changes, circumstances that, divorce, loss of a friend, family member, those kind of things. When that happens, these types of codes can give us validation that it is okay, that everything's okay. So in these pictures that I've been doing since 2010, 2009, 2010, different events in my life, births, deaths, even the presidential assassination attempt was in one of my pictures. And you can relate to that because that was fairly recent. And what that did was, it wasn't to tell me what was going to happen. It was to say, oh, this assassination attempt was supposed to happen. This isn't a fluke. It's in the timeline of the things that the angels have shown me, guides, higher self, not, through my knowledge. And so I'm going to take a minute to help you decipher all the different things that could be in here, because this code is for you. These are suggestions. These aren't just for me. I'm here to share with you and teach them to you. But you have your own messages on a regular basis. And I hope someday to teach a course in how to do this. This is not, it's first you have to have the desire, and then meditation and be able to tap in, right? So let's start here. So I got a little pointer. Here's the B, supported by the S. So let's spell the word first. S, there's the E on the door. The V is the smoke or dirt. This is dirt like in a town, right? In a city. This is a city building, bricks. But you'll notice that the bricks are not very well put together. So this could be in a very primitive place, or maybe they're reconstructing, or something's coming down. Okay? Symbolism here. Remember symbolism. Here's a police car. Now notice that the police car is heading away from this. That is significant here. The fact that it's blue is significant. Here is divine, right? And it has 1, 2, 3, and then 4. These are fuchsia or red drops, but those drops turn to gold. These are gold. Okay, so here's 44 for the angelic realm as well. Okay, notice it's inside the heart. It's coming from the heart. And this is shining a light on divine, right? Leaving the city behind, and police could be protection, right? People that need protection, people that protect us, or maybe this is the angelic realm. All different things. Remember, this is all different things it could be. Keep your mind open. Put that ego over there. Ego goes over there. I'm right, you're wrong. Not in this class. Over there, right? And so this is coming out of the love. Look, on the 17th of the shift. This also looks like a 4, doesn't it? So that's 1 and 7, but it also looks like a 4. And then you have, so back to SEV. E is the building, 1, 2, 3 for E. This is the N. Okay. See the shape of the N here? T, okay, E, E, and then I'll turn it this way so you can see the N here, right? So that's how it's spelled and how I use the letters of the word in symbolism to using words. So when someone gives me a word, when I say I'm giving away a drawing, give me a word, that's what I mean. So this down here, you can see I write the word down here. My early drawings, I didn't write them down, and I have to figure out what they say. I'm like, I wonder what I was saying. I don't remember because it's all symbolism. And sometimes I can figure it out, and sometimes it's like, So here's the B, right? Now for me, this is, so there's a story here for me. I have to decode it for me. And then there's a story here for you for the new year, for today, of the new year, for the beginning of the new year, and maybe throughout the year, right? So this to me is divine. It's the number 33. Why 33? Because there's 3 yellow and 3 fuchsia colors here for the number 33, and S for the Savior for me, okay? And then you'll notice this has 33 or 6 divisions in it, right? This one has 7. This is 6, 6, and 2 for 22 for me. So for me, my life path, I met Isaiah when I was 66, and my life path is the number 6 and 7 through numerology. And number 22 is a huge number for me ever since my son's father passed away in 1998 on the 17th of August. So here's a doorway, right? So we would look at what B means, right? We may, if we have time, we'll look up what B means. And then look at this plant for the letter E, right? And the door that's open, right? There's a door opening. I think when I was breaking, I did a writing after this. I did a Star Family writing after this, a meditation writing. And they said to refer to Ecclesiastics as well, but I don't know what verse and what Ecclesiastics is about. And then this is smoke, right? Smoke, or it could be just dirt, meaning, polluted area, dust flying up. And then, like I said before, this is an old building, either coming down or going up, or just a very primitive area. And then this here is, again, back to divine. Now here we are. Oh, I want to see what blue, 2 things for the blue police car, where it may be a location. So I would look up what towns, what cities have blue police cars. And then I would look up the color blue to help decipher what the code is for me at this time, what the symbolism is for me at this time. And so here's your flowers. Here's your 33 again, 3 petals, and these are in red. So we would look up the color. So here's the 77 we were talking about before. There's little dots inside the flower. This is how intricate for those that are deeper thinkers. If you really, there's so much in this picture. So much in this picture. So the 7 and 7, right? What was on our original picture? 7, 7, right? 7, 7, 7, 7. So very important, which is divine, and the blossom. And we're going to talk about something else, because this is separated from this, which is significant as well. And then we have the snake, which is fuchsia and yellow. And then how many petals we have in here. So it's 6, 5, and 6 petals. That's 12, the number 17. Okay, right, 12. Yeah, that's the number 17 again. So I don't know what these are until I get done with them and I start looking at them. I just draw. I don't even put my glasses on, because I don't want to start getting in my ego, my analytical mind, and try to figure it out as I'm drawing. Oh, and then the last part I want to share with you is, of course, the colors. Here is purple, right? We would look up the color purple, and we're going to look up a couple of these things. This, they told me in my writing, they're called meridians. And you know what? We're going to look that up, because I don't even know what a meridian is. But they are light source sent here to help us. This purple, pink, green, and yellow. And they're called meridians. And then there's something else I want to show you too. That I discovered after. I go, why is that word separated? Why does it stop at the letter T and then go to E-E-N? And there's a significance to that as well. As I said, it's very, very, what do you call that? Buried information, maybe? Hidden information. Coded. It's coded. That's what code is. It's hidden, right? Duh. So, okay, I was looking up what? what was I? Meridian. Thank you. You didn't know you were helping me, did you? So, plus, what is the definition of meridian? Oh, duh. See, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I don't know when I'm drawing them. I have to look up and see what they mean. An imaginary great circle or line on the Earth's surface running north-south through the poles used to measure longitude. So these are specific meridians that are light sources, they said, when I did my writing. I may end up reading that writing later. I'm not sure if I'm going to share it or not, because it is personal for me. Okay, so here, it also refers to a line or longitude on maps, a celestial circle passing through the zenith, a peak in development or energy pathways in traditional Chinese medicine. Hello, right? Hello. Like I said, I can't make this up. And I think that's why they picked me. They picked me because I am not well educated. I am not verbaged. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word, but I don't know what a lot of words mean. And so I'll do these things and then I have to look them up and see what I'm saying. But that's just validation for me that is my higher self coming in, telling me what to put down and to draw and to write when I do writings and poetry and things like that. And when I channel from the Star Family, I call them the Star Family, which I've talked about on here before. Okay, so now we know what those are, and of course the colors all mean something too. So let's talk a little bit about why this word separated from this word, okay? And by the way, this is funneling down to the exit, right? So this word was Severnt. And I heard them say, look that up. That's a word. And I go, it is? It sure don't look like a word to me. So I got this ahead of time so we wouldn't have to take too much time here. I don't know how to pronounce it. Severnt is a pill, by the way, for people that are with chronic kidney disease who are on dialysis. It helps formulate so it doesn't go into the, so phosphates don't go into the bloodstream or something like that. And so I said, why would this word be there? Well, kidneys do what? Right? What do kidneys do? They flush out, like the liver, they flush out what no longer needed. And also kidneys, the word pissed, right? I'm pissed. Anger, right? So I would look at this symbolically is before it hits the cleansing with the divine, before it hits the healing in divine, it is medicated to heal the kidneys so they can function. So to heal the temper, to heal the anger, so it doesn't take you away. So I would see the symbolism is healing those that are in turmoil, right? Anger for whatever reason, sick, diseased. And then after that, we have EEN. Let's see what that is. And then we'll look up the number 17 itself as well. So I had this here. Let me see if I copied it. No, I did not. So we're going to go back to here. Bear with me. I apologize. EEN definition. EEN, often written as E-EN, is primarily an archaic or poetic contraction of even or evening. So be thinking why this is here, why it's separated out. It is also used in Scottish dialect to mean eyes. That one hit me. The other one didn't hit me too much. although it could be evening, meaning the passing of time, the exit of the leaving, right? The leaving of the snake. Okay, so eyes. Common usage examples include e'en through, e'en though, even though, okay, or yestreen, yesterday evening, with synonyms including eve, eventide, and fortnight. Okay, I'm going to look up eventide because that's what resonates with me. So when you're doing this decoding, you read until something goes, ah, that's it. That's the word I'm looking for. So let's look up eventide to see what has it here. No, it doesn't have that part. No. Meaning of the word eventide. Eventide. Oh, it gave me two words. Nope. Where is it? It's in a, yeah, eventide. Eventide. Search. It's searching. It's still searching. Just evening. Old English for evening. So in this picture, I would look at it as the passing. It's going away. It's passing. But it's also 33 supporting this. So the snake has gone. It's completely just, oh, sorry. So this is connected to this, supporting 33, divine supporting all of this, and the snake is leaving, right? The snake has gone. And it's done what it needs to do, and it's gone. And I love the bouquet coming from its head. Let's look up the number 17, and then we're going to look up a couple of colors, and then we're going to call it. We're going to call it the lesson for the day. The sharing time. I don't like lesson. I don't like to call myself a teacher either. I'm a sharer of knowledge. That's what I am. Okay, so we were looking up the number. Meaning of number 17. Somebody's probably way ahead of me, right? Are you way ahead of me? Ooh. The number 17 often symbolizes overcoming the enemy and complete victory. Yes. In biblical context, marking key events like the floods, start, and Jesus' resurrection. Ooh. Hello. Are we starting to see things in this picture? I love this. I haven't looked up any of this ahead of time. So, yeah, we're learning this together. And I love this part of my pictures, right? I love it because I realize, you know what? This is real. 33 on the clock just now. Symbolically, it signifies taking charge, spiritual growth, and a blend of new beginnings. With divine power, it is a prime number representing victory over sin and death, appearing in stories regarding Noah's Ark and the resurrection. Okay, well, let's get a little bit serious for a minute. We're coming into new beginnings. We're coming into closure. Lots of changes happening. I'm actually going to get together on one of these and do a 72-hour pack for people. Because there's so many people that had fires and stuff last year. It's not just because something's happening. It's because it's just a good idea to have. You can grab it and go. You've got all your important papers. And that's a whole nother subject. But we are in difficult times. And many around the world have been in difficult times, right? I mean, how much has been going on, wars and that kind of thing that have been going on, that as an American, I sit in my comfort. And I'm not going to say I'm ashamed, because I'm not. This is my journey, and I understand we each are here for our own journeys. But I have deep compassion for watching their stories, supporting, sending love. Can I rescue everyone I've known now? No, I can barely rescue myself sometimes. And I'm not here to rescue everyone, but I am here to say, you are not alone. These angels are with you. Oh, I look like a football player. Oh, these angels are with you every single moment of every single day. Their language is extremely complicated. I have only touched a little bit of what I know. And it's getting closer and closer to me doing classes. Putting together, that's going to take some effort. And, I'll be 72 next month. And I know I'm starting a whole new thing, right? I'm starting a whole new life through this. But I am this brings me tears. I am deeply committed to this work. I have, people say you're here for a purpose. And I know that, I'm trying not to put this into a category or label it. I just know it's my absolute passion. I live for this time each day to share with you. And that's not my only love and life. I have my wonderful husband in my life, and my children and my grandchildren, and, my fun things too. But this portion of my day means a tremendous, means a lot to me, because I believe it's in service of you. It's in service of those that can no longer speak for themselves until you know the language, and then you can see how they're talking to you every day. With that, I think I'm going to close. There is one more picture I want to show you. It's from my grandma. It was the very first picture I made when I realized I was making pictures. Oh. Yeah, we're not going to get into that right now. That's another day. Am I going the wrong direction? I probably am, and I am. It's on this side of the book. Oh, there it is. So, my grandmother was adopted by the Weaver clan in Canada on my father's side. And my grandfather, that was a trapper, came down through Canada into Michigan, met her, married her, and brought her home. And we only know her. She was white. She was not Native American, but somehow I don't know her story. I wish she was. I did get to meet her many years ago. She was my great grandmother, but I was too young to ask those kind of questions. I wish I could ask now. But she gave me my very first picture, and what this was this. It says, I love you, right? I, heart, and Y for you. And I didn't know what any of this was. This kind of looks like a mountain. And it was sitting next to me on the chair, on my thing in the car. And I was thinking about it. I was excited. I was going to go show somebody. And I just developed the picture and take it from Walmart. And then I heard this little voice say, turn it upside down. And I went, okay. And so I turned it upside down, and the face appeared right here. You can see the face. Here's the feather, the 2 pennies, the nose, and the mouth. And when I saw it, I gasped. And I felt my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and she said, oh, and by the way, Freedom Rose. Oh, I just noticed this myself. Like I said, I didn't even know we were going to talk about this. There's roses like that for Freedom Rose. I wasn't Freedom Rose back then. I was Deborah then. And that's still my given name is Deborah. And I can't see the date on that penny. That would be interesting too. But I realized that, oh, that's a finger. Oh, can you see that finger? That's somebody's finger pointing like this. See that? These things are fun for me. When you get to see them, you see, and you might see lots of other things, and that's where the decoding comes from yourself, right? What does this mean to you? This is real. I don't need to convince those that already know, and I'm not trying to convince anybody. But it is, if you're willing to open your heart, because this comes from the heart. These messages come from the heart space, affinity with your loved ones. If you're willing to open it a little bit and maybe think about it, as it develops, the language develops, and you get little validations and little hugs and little things that happen, it will open up more and more and more of your eyes, right? Open up your heart, your intuitive eyes. And the more it happens, the more the spirit world gets excited, and they send you more and more little codes and messages, right? Whether it's through numbers, through words, through a cloud, through feathers, through, sometimes you'll look at your food and you see a smiley face. It's all over, everywhere. In fact, I thought I was going to go nuts. In fact, I had to put up boundaries and say, all right, enough, stop. Because it was too much. And that's when I found out you can put your boundaries on. You have to say, all right, enough for today. My mind is going, done. Go over there and let me be me, right? Boundaries with your angels. Oh, amen. So it is. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful new year, right? And till next time. Mwah.